So I don't think I'm the only one when I say I'm a little bit unsure about the future of going to the movies. Where do I even start? So a couple months ago, the entire world pretty much shut down, making a bunch of soon-to-be-released films unreleasable. Now, while many of the movies that were in theaters already when shit hit the fan just got bumped over to VOD, all the movies that weren't getting released yet mostly got postponed. Trolls World Tour was the rare exception. Universal decided that a movie geared towards families would be the perfect test for a VOD release when every kid in the world is stuck inside for a month. And they were super right. Trolls World Tour's already made $100 million since its VOD release, which is almost as much as the first Trolls made in the box office. And when you consider the fact that Universal is getting almost all the profits this time, things kind of become clear. So the CEO of Universal, Jeff Shell, released a statement because he was super pleased with all of this and basically said that once everything goes back to normal, we're going to keep releasing movies on VOD as well as in theaters. I mean, it makes sense. Think about how much more money they're going to inevitably make. Alright, now try and shift your perspective just a little. You're a movie theater company and business is bad. Then, on the brink of a huge year for movies, you're pretty much forced to shut every single one of your theaters down for over a month. Then one of the biggest production companies in the world gets a sweet profit from VOD and says pretty much this is what we're going to be doing from now on, as well as theaters. Yeah, you just lost big money from Jurassic World, Fast and Furious, and 2 Halloween movies, and who knows what else hasn't even been announced yet. So that's what Adam Aron, the big boss at AMC, kind of realized, and in a strongly worded letter basically told Universal, yeah, we're not playing your movies anymore. I mean, it's pretty crazy when you think about it. The biggest movie theater chain in the world is just not going to be playing one of the biggest production companies' movies. And to be honest, my main concern isn't really with AMC, it's with the movie-going experience in general. Universal may be the first, but I really doubt they're going to be the last production company to realize that VOD or VOD and theater combinations can just make you more money. But movie theaters are expensive to maintain. You can't just keep one open on half the admittance you're used to, especially after a whole month or two break. Big changes are inbound, that's for sure. Alright, quick tangent, but I promise it will circle back around. I watched a couple movies this week, Bad Education and Extraction. Both were new releases straight to a streaming service, and both were movies I could totally see having a successful theater run. Extraction was a movie made by a stuntman, which always leaves things to be appreciated. Fight scenes were brutal and shot well enough to really enjoy the stunt work. Maybe some story elements were predictable. Maybe a couple scenes weren't totally necessary, but whatever, I had a blast watching it. Bad Education was a based on a true story movie written by someone who actually experienced said story, and it features one of Hugh Jackman's best performances ever. It was funny, extremely well edited, and for someone who knew nothing about the story going in, it was wild. Now, both of these movies were great at-home experiences. In fact, I think if I had the option to go see these in theaters or pay the same price to watch them at home, I'd have a hard time making that decision. Hear me out. Bad Education was really great. I probably would have liked to see that in theaters. I'm sure the audio had more to appreciate than what my setup can replicate, and I'm pretty sure it was shot on film, which I would have liked to see on a big screen, but my time watching it at home was really fun. It was awesome. It wasn't a movie with crazy big set pieces or prominently featured sound design. It was a true story told extremely well, simple and effective. Stories like that to me are an awesome option for an at-home movie night. And Extraction, to me, is an even better example. Yeah, this one had some big action set pieces, and I'm sure my seat would have been shaken if I would have seen it in theaters, but to be totally honest with you, I was really glad I could pause this one, take a break, make some food. It was a lot. So I guess my point here is that I could totally see movies like Fast and Furious and the Halloween franchise doing really well in both theaters and VOD, especially for people who want to just see a movie for the second time with their friends but don't all want to drop the same high ticket prices. It just makes sense. Would it have been cool of Universal to keep AMC in the loop during all these big business practices before just announcing them? Yeah, maybe. AMC's going through some rough times right now. Was it a bit much for AMC to just immediately retaliate by banning all of Universal's movies in their theaters indefinitely? Yeah, maybe. But like I said, AMC's going through some really rough times right now. As far as the future of theater releases, I've heard a lot of people are worried that it's going to die totally. I don't think that's quite the case. I know it's going to change, there's no doubt about that, but I don't think it's going to expire completely. Just think, do you miss the movies? I sure do. That's all it's really going to take. We'll be back. What are some movies you're looking forward to seeing on the big screen once we can? And what do you think of this whole theaters versus VOD thing? I'm curious. Leave it in the comments. Thanks for tuning in for this one, and as always, keep watching movies.